Hello everyone. In this video I actually want to do a quick unboxing and I guess a quick review of two of those Weber grill replacement parts, and those are actually aftermarket replacement parts, but I want to show you guys those parts because um, Weber doesn't even make those true stainless steel replacement parts for their own grill. So over here I have my Weber Genesis model number E310, and this is the year 2011 to 2016 model, and with the front control dials. So I actually bought this used for only $60, and the reason why the seller sold me for so cheap when I was retailing at $800 is because when I open up the grill and show you guys that it's pretty corroded and rusted, and as you can see, like, not sure what they did to the cast iron, but they managed to burn through cast iron grates right over here. So I also ordered a replacement stainless steel grates for the Weber Genesis grill, and it haven't come yet. It's gonna come actually on Saturday, so I can do an unboxing and a quick review of that grates then. But today I want to actually just go ahead and replace a couple other crappy, really crappy original parts. So as you can see, lots of rust, but this grill is $60 and it actually works just fine. It's just pretty nasty. So the parts I bought, I'm gonna show you the packaging really quick. So this is a acrylic metal, and this is I think the heat deflector shield or whatever that's being mounted at the very bottom, right over there, the last layer. So that helps the grill keep its heat within the cook box. And the original one is a porcelain coated steel, and it was rusted really bad. I bought this one. It looks like an exact replacement of the size, 17.25 inch, I think. That's a size for my grill, so your grill could be different, but the brand is acrylic metal, and they come in this pretty plain packaging over here. And another thing that I bought is the flavorizing bars, and those in my grill, yeah, I'll show you. I'm just gonna take off the grates for now. So also the flavorizing bar comes in a very plain packaging over there, just a small box, and the brand is Gas Saf, and it's pretty weird names for both. I think they're all Chinese companies making those aftermarket products. And the reason I bought those two, except instead of any other brand, is because those are the only two brands that I found actually have true 304 grade stainless steel. Those stainless steel are actually non-ferrous type, so if you put a magnet on those, the magnet wouldn't stick on those. And just show you really quickly, the Weber uses ferrite type stainless steel, and that's the reason why those stainless steel also rusts fairly easily. So because they have lots of steel in those stainless steel, the so-called stainless steel on the Weber grill, and including the front part, you see. So, and this is aluminum, so it's not gonna stick, of course. And of course those are steel. So steel. Most of the stuff is steel. And another reason why the grill actually just rusted really bad inside, because Weber used a really cheap sheet metal, and even with proper care, it's still gonna rust in Florida weather. So I wish they could have improved upon by using quality, better materials, but that's how it is. So, and this grill is about 5 years old. So besides those rusts, every other parts are fine. So one last thing I bought for this grill is a little, like, a great cleaning brush but I'm gonna test this out later on when I actually get the stainless steel grates and cook some stuff and do a demo for you guys. But here's my magnet, and if you see over here, it doesn't stick, and if you see over here, it have very weak like magnetic properties, but it doesn't really steel that good. So it have less, I would say it have more carbon than the actual steel in those kind of replacement parts, and those are very good quality replacement parts. Actually, they feel very sturdy. It feels like a brick, and those are actually looks like probably like 14 gauge stainless steel, like real stainless steel. So we're gonna just take the old parts out and just put the new parts in. Take a look at how nasty it is with those steel parts, and they rust just really bad in Florida. And so if you also live in Florida, do consider those two brands that I've mentioned, because they are real stainless steel, so they don't rust as bad. Take those out as well. So those didn't rust as bad, but then still you can see it starts to rust around the edge. So I'm also gonna get rid of those. And so if you're buying stainless steel replacement parts for your Weber, make sure it's non-ferrous type, okay? Because a lot of other sellers are actually selling those so-called stainless steel, but it's actually ferrous type stainless steel. They're not gonna rust as easy, but they're gonna rust. And those 304 type stainless steel, they also gonna rust, but they are much more tougher to rust compared to the stainless steel that they used on the Weber's on the Weber grill, like original Weber grill. So put those in here. Oh, it looks really nice, and they are not so expensive, so that's another good thing. So let's see. So looks really nice, and exact perfect fit for those heat shields. And I'm gonna go ahead and put up the flavorizing bars. And of course, for the 310 model that I have, you just need 5 of those. You want to cover as much area as possible, even the area that doesn't have a burner, because your meat is gonna be all over your grill when you actually starts grilling. And again, those bars are actually quite well made. They're pretty durable and heavy, so really good quality. It's not one of those cheaper bars. And again, take a look, exact fit. So there's no trouble putting those down here. And again, like if you look down here, it's already so much better. So of course the cook box looks kind of dirty, but I don't really mind that much, since none of those is touching the food. Anyway, after this, I'm gonna come back actually in 2 days, and when I get my stainless steel grate, and I'm gonna do a quick review of the grate as well. And as you know, the grate for Weber, the original factory parts, is they actually use the non-304 type stainless steel. So those grates actually are still ferrous type, so those grates are also prone to rust. And the grates I bought from I think also from Quilly Metal, it's actually right over here, showing right here. So it's a 304 true stainless steel grates, and it shouldn't rust as bad. Hello again. So I just got my stainless steel grates for my Weber Genesis grill, and my old grates is over here, all rusted and burned down. So the new one, the replacement, as my previous video showed, I have stainless steel flavorizing bars and stainless steel heat deflector. And the flavorizing bar is a brand called Gas Saf, and heat deflector is a brand same as the Grates called Metal. And those are Metal, and I actually just took it out of the box and I washed it really quick and I put it over here, and it seems to be fitting pretty good. As you can see, like all brand new stainless steel compared to the old cast iron or and steel stuff. So this should definitely resist rust. And I know I need to do a quick magnet test, so let me go grab my magnet really quick and I'm gonna show you guys. All right, here's my magnet. And keep in mind, this is a super powerful magnet that's usually used in hard drives. I took this out of the hard drive and I'm basically just having fun with the little magnet on the back side of this little stainless steel plate. So again, it's extremely powerful magnet, and if you stick it on something, it's really hard to take it off if it's actually made of ferrite type stainless steel like this one does. So this is ferrite type, so it still rusts. It actually rusts quite easily in Florida weather. So I can show you some spots over here on the original Weber grill that's already rusted, and I try to remove them with some light brushing using a stainless steel wool, and it just doesn't go off. So it does rust, and it does attract the magnets. I think those are called ferrite type stainless steel. And the replacement parts I got from Amazon, those are non-ferrite type. So those should resist rust a lot better than the ferrite type stainless steel. I believe it have less metal or less steel in those kind of stainless steel replacement parts. So I'm gonna do a quick test. And it have some very weak attraction to my super powerful magnets, like very weak. It's not like this where if you just put it and then you can see it grabs itself onto the thing, but this thing I can feel the magnets kind of being, you know, attracted to the grates, but it's not a very strong magnetic field. So again, with those flavorizing bars, like those doesn't have any magnetic fields at all, maybe like very slightly, so I can feel a little bit. And the one on the bottom, the heat shield, doesn't have any magnetic activity at all. Those are like the one that's the cover that's being used on a lot of fridges, where you try to put a magnetic backing of a sticker onto the fridge and it doesn't stick. The one on the bottom is like that, and the other two are actually quite weak. So they do stick a little bit, but it's not a strong magnetic field. Keep that in mind. So with all those said, I think the ultimate test is actually put it into action. So tonight I'm going to be grilling some flap steak, and I'm going to make some burgers as well, and some grilled veggies. So we're going to see how well this supposedly true stainless steel grates is going to perform compared to the cast iron stuff. And one thing I'm for sure is that this is not going to rust as bad as the cast iron or the porcelain coated cast iron grills, because from my previous experience dealing with real stainless steel stuff, they don't really rust that bad, unless the heat actually changes their properties and makes them easier to rust. But other than that, it shouldn't have any problems. So I want to make a quick conclusion over here, because overall I think this is really money well spent, because for the price of a original stainless steel grates, I actually got a full set of stainless steel grates. I actually got a full set of flavorizing bars, and I got a full set of heat deflectors, all for the price of the genuine Weber stainless steel grates. And I would say this is a great value. And stainless steel, they're not gonna rust, so there's no difference in using a branded stainless steel and a non-branded stainless steel, as long as they have the similar properties. So that is my opinion, but of course, some people is gonna be swearing by the genuine Weber stuff, and I don't blame you, and I don't stop you from doing that because I love Weber products. So if you have the money, for sure spend that much and be happy. If you don't have money, or if you don't want to spend that much money, get the aftermarket stainless steel replacements, and you should be very happy as well. I hope you guys actually found this video helpful, and end of this video I am just gonna post some pictures of the grilled stuff because I don't want to stay here and take pictures while I'm grilling stuff. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and take care. So if you guys are wondering what the grill and the grates looks like after one grilling session or two, it looks like this. And there are some grease marks on the stainless steel grates, but there's actually no rust on the grates. And it looks dirty, but it's actually it's easy to clean. I just used a wire brush to actually brush off all the grease, and it doesn't really like stick onto the grates. And those flavorizing bars, there are rust, but from what I've read, those rusts are totally normal for stainless steel flavorizing bar as well, because of the high heat that they're getting, and it's normal for them to show some kinds of rust. And again, so Weber assured that those rust doesn't really affect the performance of the flavorizing bars, so I'm gonna take their advice as well and just try to ignore those rusting marks. But as long as the stainless steel grates are in great condition, I'm not too worried about what's really under the grates. And so this actually concludes the whole video. I'm gonna post a link below on where to get all those aftermarket stainless steel parts if you actually want more affordable, great build quality, true stainless steel aftermarket parts for your Weber grill. And if you guys have any questions or comments in regards to any of those parts I've mentioned, feel free to write down in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to take a look and maybe discuss with you. Thanks again, and take care.